Minecraft movie. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's
It
a
was a
mine.
movie.
It's a Minecraft. It's the movie. Okay, Minecraft movie.
Don't worry! I'm gonna cushion our fall with this water bucket! Release! In the overworld,
Whoa.
anything you can dream about, you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Hold up.
That thing doesn't understand a word you're saying.
We're talking.
Life here was perfect. Until one day, Flint and Steel, we came across the Nether.
Oh, the Minecraft movie. Okay, Jordan, where do we even begin with the... Yeah, we were late, okay? We were late to the Minecraft movie. Cue the trailer.
Minecraft movie. It was okay, so what could be said about this? Spoiler free version first, I guess.
It's
It's
bad?
everything you kind of expect it to be.
Yeah.
It very much makes me think of like like what you would think of back in the day when you think of video game movies before like Mario and
Yeah.
other quote unquote like and Sonic and other good ones came out, like when they were just known for when video game movies connotated a certain image.
It is reading Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, it definitely is.
Original
Super Mario Brothers movie. Just like, okay.
That's the best spoiler free
It's-
way I can put it into words.
It's a bad movie, right?
It yes. Because just on its face, yes. But it knows that it is.
It does
and
it?
it knows
Does it?
it feels like the marketing
it?
does.
Is it self-aware? I was flip-flopping between whether it was self-aware or not the entire time.
Garbage man.
Garbage man. Just like okay.
Like it feels. I don't
It
know
was
how to
very
put it
funny, but it was. I don't know if it was funny for the right reasons.
I don't know if when they were making it, if they felt like if it felt like they were aware. I think they have retroactively since its release become aware.
Probably, yeah. Okay, so
Jack Black, anyways. I think
definitely. But okay, so okay. I know this is one of those experiences where like we watched it with the group. There was four of us. Friend of the show, Adam, who's in the chat, was with us. Aneurysm. He was with us. And we had a delightful time. And it was one of those, like, even if it was me and Jordan alone, and the other two weren't there, it feels like it would have. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's like, is it a good movie or is it just a truly terrible movie that I had a blast watching because it was way more fun to roast it, like Mystery Science Theater style.
It's not good. It's what how I've always said there are certain movies which are good bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what this is. Like it's garbage. Like it's hot garbage.
Yeah,
but it's delightfully enjoyable hot garbage. Aneurysm says the story reminded me of the Mario movie story, i.e., it's there to service the jokes, and I've already forgotten it. It was bad.
It was. Yeah, there was a point where I leaned over to Adam, and I went, "This is terrible, right?" And he went, "Oh yeah, no, it's
yeah." It absolutely
it's
is
beautiful. Like there's a scene where it's Jack Black is riding. No context. You get no context, but it's Jack Black riding Jason Momoa like he's a mythical beast. And he's got his hair. Like it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. But it's ridiculous. But that's what makes it enjoyable.
But like
that's what makes it good bad.
There's nuts and bolts parts of it that are like movie parts of it that are hilarious. Like so the first thing that I noticed when I was watching this was Jason Momoa is a producer on it. And you can absolutely tell. You can absolutely not even just like he's an executive producer. He's a producer. So there's just certain like the first 10 minutes is just Steve's backstory. He gets an entire movie's worth of backstory that just is jammed into an opening montage that Jack Black narrates, and then it does it again, and Jason Momoa also gets his own backstory, tragic backstory, and then it does it a third time with the kid character and his sister.
So the thing from a technical aspect that I noticed about this movie that I've had time to sit on and think about also, aneurysm said, but I still had fun. Jordan is right. It's good bad.
Yeah.
But the thing, one of the big things that I've noticed from this, and maybe this just shows that how many movies I've watched, but this movie has three main characters.
It absolutely has three main characters. Yeah, absolutely.
It has three heroes, like three hero characters, and then the two girls are also there.
Yeah,
and they're secondary characters
just there
at best. But it has three characters where if you focus the story just on them, it would work as its own movie.
Yeah.
You've got the Jason Momoa character who has to learn the lesson that money isn't everything, and there are other ways to find joy and fulfillment in your world. And there's that story. There's the Jack Black wants to be in the mine, and he's Steve, and he's like he's more game centric, if you will. And then you have your classic child adventure where the child has to figure out his place in the world, and it's kind of a coming of age thing.
It's not focused on any of them.
They've squished it together.
Absolutely. The
realtor felt wholly unnecessary.
Well, that was a moment where I turned to him and I felt bad. I was like, sorry, movie critic brain time. But there's a scene where it's the realtor and the sister, and they're walking up and they're like casually just walking and like hitting the zombies as they're having this conversation. And the realtor's like, why do you think I have this side hustle? And I'm like, and then there's the bit where the dog goes with her at the end that feels like it's a payoff to an arc that she never had. Like you could, like there's no reason. Like there's a moment where they run off to find a map only because
they have no place in the story.
Well, yeah, she's like, we're gonna go off this. We're not gonna go off to the why. Why would you not follow him? He clearly knows where he's going, and then that's just to add later on when they go for the jewels for Jason Momoa. It's just there so he could be like, we need to get to the place before my sister. But then they get to the place anyway, and the sister's not there. Like the sister doesn't show up till way later. So like narratively, she serves no purpose in the script. So it's like, it's a bad script.
Aneurysm says, I don't understand where their parents are and why they decided to make the random realtor the parent figure, which, as far as I understand it, the parents are dead.
The parents are
dead. That's why but like, and I still wouldn't have brought these characters to the Minecraft world, but like, you could have had the realtor be like her mom's friend.
Yeah.
And like, they're staying at her house instead of the 14-year-old girl can afford a house somehow. How the hell? I can't. I'm 33. I can't afford a fucking house. How is she affording a house?
I'm sure. Again, this movie feels like it's like 4 or 5 different scripts that have been like mashed together into one movie. Like they all have different. It's so weird.
This thing was in developmental hell for like years, and you can tell that it was, and that these are like 4 or 5 different scripts.
Well, there's like, moments where it's like you could feel it. Jason Momoa is like, I'm the like. There's this really funny scene where he's like walking off out of the scene. Pardon me, and he does a kickflip, and it looks genuine. It looks like he genuinely tried to do it. And he was like, look, watch me do this cool thing. And he did it, and it looked terrible and lame. And he went, I'm the producer, it stays in. Like, there's like several moments where he's like, well, what if I came in on an air balloon and I was doing this thing with my buckets and it looked real cool. And I'm like, yeah, it just feels like Jason Momoa was the producer and just said they had to. Also, Jack Black put his full Tenacious D in this. He's all the way. Yeah,
he's just all Jack Black in this. Also, you can tell he's having a blast.
Yeah, well, he's like,
also,
I haven't been able to do Tenacious D music.
Aneurysm says Stifler's mom spinoff when.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the totally and completely unnecessary subplot involving the villager and the principal of the school for some reason that pays off in an admittedly very funny credit scene. That's very funny, but it's completely pointless to the movie, which I guess is what makes it so funny.
I think part of why this movie very much makes me think of the original, the live action Mario movie, um, is because much like Mario back in the day, Minecraft. I mean, it does, but it's not known for it. But it doesn't really have a story. Not
Yeah, I was gonna
really.
say this feels like as the person who
Not in its real, like in the actual Minecraft form. But there, I there's there's the one which is a prequel, which takes place before the main game. It's like the piglins invade. They're one of the characters from that game, from what I understand, is basically just the chick from this one. So it in a lot of ways it feels like they've taken the story of that and turned it into a movie.
yeah, that's
Um,
one of my things was like if you've
but
never
but I
played or are
yeah, well, I
unfamiliar
was
with
gonna
that
say
game.
I was gonna say part of why I think this movie makes me think of Mario is because Mario back in the day didn't really have a character, right? And so it's just they made a movie about the property, and this is very much the same, where it's like it's not known for having a story, so they don't really have to adhere to something,
Yeah, well,
and they kind of
it's
just did whatever they wanted and
very odd because yeah, it
threw in a
includes
bunch of mind stuff.
it has this plot about like the real world and this connection to the real world and whatnot, and it's like it it feels like at one point the real world was involved and that villager gag was a remnant of that they thought was funny, so they kept it, but it's friggin' it's bizarre. And yeah, Jack Black definitely seems to be 100% aware of the movie he's in because yeah, like I say, the aforementioned bit of him riding where he's like, we gotta go cheek to cheek, we gotta go cheek to cheek. Like it's so weird. Him and Jason Momoa and Jack Black's chemistry is they are hilarious. Their chemistry is phenomenal. But like,
Oh yeah,
they're in a completely separate universe. They might be on acid. I don't know. Like this movie could just be Jason Momoa and Jack Black's acid trip, and it could be believable.
yeah.
And then we saw talking pig people.
It feels like there was a version of this, like the first version of this that Jason Momoa like pitched was Jack Black and him, and it was a buddy comedy.
I could absolutely believe it.
With a lot of like
absolutely believe it.
over the top, Tenacious D style jokes.
I could
But
fully believe it.
like it feels like that was the original intention, and then they took it to a movie studio, and no studio would pick it up, and they were like, Minecraft is a kids game, you have to have kids in there, you have to shove them in and work them in somehow, because like all the kids stuff, like the boy, the girl,
it does feel like
feel shoved in.
it does. Yeah, well, especially like yeah, it did hit a point where I went, is this a Minecraft movie? Like, because, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is exactly what we said it would be. It's like, yeah, there's a half an hour to 20 minutes of we gotta learn each, but it's so tedious because it right as you're, okay, yeah, now this is and like in my brain, I'm like, my god, there's like 3 more characters we have to do, and it just resets. So it's like, now it's a young girl and a young boy, and he's going to a school, and Jack Black is just gone, and so that kind of brings me, I guess, unless you have it, do you have anything?
Well, I have one more thing that I want.
And then we'll get to the big chicken jockey elephant in the room.
More just a general. It is kind of, as a person who plays Minecraft, there is something oddly fascinating about seeing the things that you know, like up there. So like when the kid is going up against the Enderman. And it's like, no, you don't fuck with the Enderman. Don't look them in the eyes. Those fuckers will kill you in like 2 hits. Like, those things suck, man. I hate those things.
See, I thought they were going to do when Jason Momoa, spoiler alert, you think Jason Momoa is dead. And they just are unceremoniously like, well...
we didn't really know him. We've known him for like 2 days.
We don't really seem all that broken up about it, really. But because again, it's one of those kids you know in the back of your head. I mean, maybe if you're a kid, you don't. Maybe you bought it. But as an adult who knows how movies work, I'm like, yeah. I went. is he dead?" And then Adam went,
Is this that kind of movie?
and Adam went, "No. When we need him most, he will return." And then like yeah, he came in on the balloon.
In the all is lost
Yeah,
moment.
he did indeed. My other favorite moment was in regards to the Stifler's mom and the villager. Me being like, is she gonna fuck the villager?
Yeah, no, I absolutely believe in the first iteration of this, or one of the iterations of this, in the scene where they put the orb of dominance, which is a cube, which was a funny joke. I thought was funny. It
Yeah.
made me laugh every time. But when they put it on top of the dark portal, um, I definitely. I mean, it's an easy ASR thing that they it wouldn't have been hard for them to change the color of it. Where yeah, in the original version, it probably changes their portal from the Nether and turned it into the blue one because that's the thing that let them come from the real world. And then in the original version of the movie, the piglins probably go storming through that portal into the real world.
Momoa ain't paying that producer's money to get killed off.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. And then yeah, probably then in the real world there was a scene with Stifler's mom and the villager where he's like you have to come with me. The pillagers will destroy everything, and like that would be the big scene where he talked.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that was my question. So the bad ones that look like villagers but are evil, those are called pillagers.
Those are called I believe they're illagers.
Oh, illagers. Oh, okay. Pillagers
Is
better.
what they're called. When I said I meant piglins is what I meant. The big guys. No, I think they're illagers
So do
because it's supposed to be like they were like villagers that went bad. Basically, they studied magic.
oh, interesting. So do the piglins show up when you do Minecraft Monday? Do the piglins show up?
I mean, they exist in the Nether. I can go to the Nether and see them.
Oh,
They don't come. They don't come into the overworld, and if you do, you know how in the movie, if they come to the overworld, they start turning into pig zombies.
Yeah.
I believe that is a real thing.
Huh.
Like if you push one of them through, I believe they do turn into. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That sounds familiar. Also, for the longest time, and I don't know if this is still a thing, but in like one of the base versions of Minecraft, if a pig got struck by lightning, it would turn into a zombie piglin as well.
Huh. Interesting. See, yeah.
I don't know if that's still a thing.
It's just odd. It was odd that's like, okay, so here's all the mythology of the world, like really like condensed. We're just kind of matter of factly like this is a piglin. And then not really go into like the history of the world, what the villages are, what the nature of this place is, all this stuff that you would ask in doing a movie about Minecraft.
Yeah, that's probably because I don't think it exists. They don't really outwardly in the main game anyway. I can't speak for all the spin-offs, but in the main game, there's not really, like I said, there's not really a story, right? It's kind of just a building game. So like there's stuff where like for example game theory is trying to put together the history of the Minecraft world and all the story stuff, and that's where I get a lot of this from, is like they've inferred a lot, and I think in some books and stuff there's stuff, but also it was never surprising to me that Jack Black was going to end up in this thing, because from what I recall he does the voice of one of the audiobooks.
Interesting. So, okay.
Maybe more.
To wrap this up, and then we will do the news and get to those fun stoner movies. We have to talk about the kids, about the kitties having their little memes and little funs.
Jockey.
Woo! Okay, here's what I will say, and it was very funny. Okay. They were oddly respectful. Like that's the most interesting bit to me, is just that they were oddly respectful. Like they had their little cheering moments at the beginning when he said the meme, and then they were quiet, and I think me and Adam were probably louder than we were laughing so hard. And the guys behind us were laughing hard too. Like we were laughing hard, and then like
I was too, and there was Dad definitely was,
and,
or
and
our other friend was definitely
yeah,
as well.
and then it's really funny because when it's doing all the intro bits and it's doing Jason Momoa, we're laughing at how ridiculous Jason Momoa is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were way more respectful than I expected. Yeah, and they were real
yeah,
quiet. And then the Minecraft. I'm like, I was starting to get bored. I'm like, okay, let's get to the Minecraft shit. And then the Minecraft shit shows up and they start to cheer. And then yeah, the chicken jockey bit is so funny because how it works in the movie is it comes down in like a crate
in
in
a
like
box.
a box and it slowly agonizingly drops from the ceiling and like you could just feel the energy in the room shift as it slowly drops down and finally gets released and then they
The
all just
anticipation is building up.
yeah, they all went absolute ape shit over it. Like, ah, chicken jockey! And then that's it. And they were cool for the rest of the movie.
They were as far as these things go. Actually, even compared to some other children, like other
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
movies
yeah.
we watched, they were just way better.
Like Godzilla was way more of a
I don't
nightmare.
I don't know if it's because like their parents were more aware and were like, yeah, don't be a fucking animal at the other parts of the movie. You can have
Yeah,
your little
yeah,
yell,
yeah. You have your little
like so.
moment.
So, like, I don't know if it's because in this instance, it being so viral and being so aware by everyone made the parents more aware of their kids and kept
Maybe
them more
I
in line.
certainly can't imagine it's like they're all there by themselves and they're self-aware. Like I just
I can't imagine that.
that's not a
No.
scenario. But it was actually it was like I get because it's so funny. Like, initially, I was like you, where I'm like boo, and then every time I saw someone talk about it, they were like. It was like it didn't bother me, and I could never figure out why. But it was like I get it. Like I've been through much more excruciating children's movies experiences.
Yeah.
This just wasn't that. This was a delightful time, and yeah,
This
man,
was kind of.
it was a very
I think
fun
part of
high.
why. I think part of why is because this movie is kind of built to be that.
Oh yeah, it's so weird. Jack Black is so self-aware. He's doing the like, I talk like this and everything is epic because I'm Jack Black. Like he's doing that, and the kids just fucking love it. And it's like, it's so weird because like, for me that's to be fair. When I was a kid, that's what Jack Black was. And then we're gonna talk about Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. Don't you worry. Don't you worry don't you worry, Adam. We're gonna talk Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. But to me, discovering that part of him and that was such a weird transition for me. But yeah, he's what makes he's bizarre. Like every action sequence he does in this is hysterical because like he knows he doesn't look convincing in an action sequence, so it makes it funny when he like is like doing these like quite well choreographed. Watching him run, the way he runs is hysterical every time.
Part of what made it funny for me, and it kind of it the theory lends into what you just said, and it makes it even funnier in a meta sense to me. But in Minecraft, there's a mode called creative mode where you have like what you have infinite stacks of like all of the things, and it's exactly what you think. Like you're basically immortal. The enemies, certain enemies don't spawn, and a bunch of them are basically like they cannot kill you. And so the theory, the game theory or the film theory, if you will, purports that this Minecraft world is in creative mode, and that's why all the enemies do like no damage. The zombies are slow enough that they can walk and have a slow conversation while one of them is like following them and doing like no damage. Jason Momoa can be blown up, bitten, and chewed to hell without dying. And Jack Black, the person who does not look like he could win a fight, is able to do very well in passive, like in creative mode, because the enemies do like no damage.
I mean, I could believe that was maybe a subplot. Like it does feel like it feels like there was subplots or plots involving Steve that were cut out. Like just the fact that yeah, he's this like self-insert badass who like can do anything and doesn't really struggle at all. Feels as though
He's the player character.
yeah, well, yeah, it feels as though at one point, yeah, there was gonna be a third act deflate. Like he discovers maybe he's not as much of a badass as he thought. Storylines that maybe they cut out. I don't know. It's just very odd. It's a very odd movie.
It was a very weird movie, and yeah, it's one of those where it's like, for me anyway, as I'm watching it, I know it's bad. It's absolutely bad, but it's cotton candy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
it has no substance. You know it's bad for you, and yet it's still enjoyable, and you like it.
Yeah. I I would say that this would be a very great movie to invite friends over and
Yeah.
get high.
Exactly, Adam. That was one of the things in the film theory that I saw. I can't take credit for the theory; it's not my theory. But that's one of the things that I saw where they were like, "Yeah, he punched a tree and then had like infinite blocks, and that only makes sense if you're in creative mode."
I was just impressed that with the in regards to the chicken jockey thing. I'm impressed.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. I was just impressed that it's 3 weeks in and there's still kids chicken jockeying out there.
Oh, there was a lot of people there
Shit
too.
like that. Look, man, people are gonna hate. People are gonna hate if they want to hate. It is a dumb movie, but it's a very fun dumb movie. But like, there's nothing wrong with fun dumb movies being successful. Like if it gets the kids in, but the kids in the movie theaters and gets them out, you have to get a little. If they yell and they're having a little bit of fun, if it means that movie theaters get to stick around, I'm willing to put up with it.
Yes. Now that being said,
Just don't throw popcorn.
I do want to. I have a few. I don't mind like what we went through, where the kids are excited, they're cheering, they're having a good time. That's fine. I have no issues with that. That's fun. That's people having fun. I won't poo-poo on fun in and of itself. The thing that the like where I take umbrage and issue is when you have the teenagers, like the 16, 17s, or like older adults who are there just to be a nuisance, throwing popcorn. I heard cases of people who brought a chicken, throwing pop, and like when the pop gets poured all over like a 5-year-old girl who's the actual intended audience and is there to watch the movie. That's where I take umbrage. That's not cool.
Exactly. That's not cool. Be cool, but be cool with your excitement, kids. That is it.
Teenagers, fucking adults. You're not children.
It very much was like, I might have to rewatch this movie when I can actually pay attention to it and come back to it. Because, like, it's really hard to know whether or not it's a good movie or like, I feel like maybe, no, it's just not. I think we've thoroughly poked holes in it enough to be like, it's not a good movie.
That's where I say no. It's not a good movie, but it not being a technically good movie doesn't mean it can't be a fun movie.
It reminded me a lot of. It's funny you said Mario. It reminded me a lot of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yes, I can see why you would say that. What did he say? That's my thing is blocking. I can't read his full comment there. My heart. There's a stupid little heart emoji thing.
Oh yeah, it says he's happy we saw it after the crackdown, so we didn't have to deal with watching it with a bunch of 25-year-old Zoomers pretending that they're not in their mid-20s. Yeah, half the videos.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I take umbrage with, and that was always my point. Like, I never had a problem with the kids getting. I mean, I do sometimes, depending on the movie, but this movie is kind of made for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, when it's kids and stuff, even adults, if they want to cheer and not be obnoxious about it.
Impact. Well, no, I guess not. Like there's certain things like there's like the ones where it was like there was the kids showing up in suits to the minions. I was like, that's not hurting anybody.
Yeah, that's not so bad as long as like they're quiet.
Yeah.
Right, like that's my thing. Is if they're doing that and they're being loud, throwing popcorn, destroying property, doing stuff like that, that's when I have an issue.
Yeah, like
my basic rule of thumb is basically don't be a nuisance.
Yeah.
If you're not being a nuisance, if you're not detracting from the movie, then or causing damage or making someone's job more difficult, I can put up with a lot.
As someone who like went to Homecoming, No Way Home, and like cheered because I cheered and clapped when Andrew Garfield walked out of a portal. I can't get mad at the kids for like getting excited and cheering and clapping when they
Yeah.
say a thing from the thing they like. So like
That's where
there's no judgment there. There's no judgment there.
That's where I say for me it's more the teenagers and adults who should know better.
Yeah, like no, but don't throw popcorn. Don't be a nuisance. But like no,
Yeah.
yeah. My thing is like yeah, hey man, getting the kids excited to go see movie theaters. It saves movie theaters when movies like this make $1 bajillion. And yeah, we have a news item coming up about Minecraft 2. But get ready to see Minecraft. At least Minecraft 2.
Minecraft 2 Into the Big Blue,
And it's
where they
right-
do the underwater portion.
It's that's where you find out whether or not this was intentional or not. Where you'll see they'll try to do it twice and it just won't land the second time.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably the second one will do probably almost as well because of pure curiosity, and then the third one will bomb. In that order.
That's usually how these things
Is
go.
usually how these things go. But that's Minecraft. We finally saw Minecraft. You know, after this will be our third video about Minecraft.
What you mean the movie?
About the movie, yeah. I've made 3 videos about Minecraft about the movie of varying lengths.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a big part of it. Aneurysm, Adam. He says, even I cheered a bit when something familiar popped up. It was fun and felt appropriate considering the energy in the room.
Exactly.
Energy in the room. I think that was part of what made it such a positive experience and what made us like go, was that good?
Yeah,
it was because of
exactly.
the energy in the room, the excitement, and just the joy that
Me and
people were
Adam
having.
just looked at each other and we went like, it's coming, it's coming. And then as soon as you went, chicken joy, the room erupted. It was so funny. It was, I cannot lie and say that's not funny.
As the crate was coming down, I was like, and 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then they were all like, chicken jockey.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, having someone with you who appreciates that makes it. But to be fair, it would have been like just as funny if it was just me and you. Probably more funny because we would have been. You know, but you know, it would have been.
We would have been closer to home, and all that implies.
And all that implies, yeah. But it reminded me of a lot of the Five Nights at Freddy movie, where it was like I enjoyed that movie more because me and you were dying laughing, or like Space Jam. The best example of that is Space Jam 2, where that is a horrendous movie, and when I rewatched it, I was so bored. It was awful, but like when it was me and you in the theater watching it. And I think we were watching it for this. It was genuinely funny. I was having, we were laughing. I was dying. And
that's where it's like,
Inside Out 2. It's when we were watching Inside Out 2 for this. And I wish I might have to rewatch that movie. But there was a certain bit where I was dying. I was like cry laughing. And it was only funny because we were watching it together. This kind of feels like a similar experience.
There's certain times where who you're watching it with and where you're watching it absolutely makes a big difference. And I had a delightful time. It was bad, and I was fully aware it was bad, but I still had a delightful time. And if you have kids that like bright, shiny colors and loud noises, this has
pretty
those.
harmless. Yeah, this is a real good it's your child's first they're 5 or 6. Oh, I guess Adam would be the one to ask. Adam, would you show this to I meant to ask you this yesterday. Would you show this to your kid, or is it too old for him? You now get to do that. You get to judge movies for whether or not they're child friendly or not. Hopefully he sees that.
In 30 to 40 seconds, when this catches up with the delay, he'll answer us.
Yeah, I know the delay is real bad.
I understand.
Yeah, I know. Talking to Jaga on his podcast is brutal. But yeah, I'm curious as if he would. He might say he's a bit young, but I would say definitely 5 to 6 year olds. This is a great 5 to 6 year old movie. I think the Piglins and the Piglin Queen is just scary enough to be like your first ooh, I'm kind of scared of this bat. You know what I mean?
They're nerve inducing.
Yeah, like a Rasputin or like a Jafar. Or ooh, these are kind of scary. One of those.
Yeah, or the evil troll queen from Troll in Central Park.
Yes. Adam says his child's too young to see for a movie yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Alleys might be able to.
Alex might be able to, yeah. I will say I did pitch him my ultimate test for knowing whether or not, in my opinion, to be fair, I'm not a parent. I'm not advocating for parenting tips, as I'm not a parent. But
Oh no, I'm just talking. I'm just a grown ass man who's talking out his
I'm just
ass.
talking on my ass. But my test in my brain was always sit him in a dark room. A dark room is key. Turn off the lights. Be like, if you can sit through this entire movie, then you are ready for the big time.
I mean, to be fair, the you go in if you go into the Nether in the game, yeah, any of those piglins that you're killing that are turned into pork chops. I mean, you don't think about it in the game, but when they're people,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
couple times I was like, oh, I was kind of getting to like that character. Now he's just dead. I was like, I guess it is kind of video game logic-y a bit, isn't it? I suppose.
A little bit,
It's
yeah.
allowing me to compartmentalize, I suppose. But yeah, no, I had a great time, but it was definitely one of those moments where I'm like, I think I'm gonna be a lot nicer to this. The moment I knew that, okay, let's be fair, it's thoroughly discussed, and Jake will concur with this, but I love me some silly shit. Sorry, there we go. I like me some silly shit, and that movie is so silly, like. It just, again, it's the moment I knew I loved it was Jack Black riding Jason Momoa. How does he have the upper body strength to just carry him on his back? Do you know how heavy Jack Black would be? It doesn't make any sense, but it's hilarious. And the way he's like holding his hair like they're handlebars is so funny.
You know what what that scene specifically made me think of is yeah, no, that's fair. Them having a personality is what. Yeah. But that scene where Jack Black was riding him made me think of the Hasselhoff scene from
Yes!
SpongeBob.
Oh my god, totally. Is that a thing you can get in Minecraft? Oh my god, I promise we're gonna wrap up Minecraft. But is that a thing you can get in Minecraft?
What?
Like can you actually get a jetpack in Minecraft?
I don't think so.
Like,
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things in this movie which were definitely just for them. I mean, to be fair, they had from what I saw, they had a skin pack which was the movie pack, which
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I saw
sure
that.
would have turned Steve into looking like Jack Black.
Oh, probably. I mean, they gotta do a pack where they give you a spud gun or the bucket chucker.
I'd be kind of surprised if that wasn't in the movie pack in some regard.
Um,
Even if the spud chucker was just like a skin for the bow and arrow.
Yeah, that'd be very funny. That's it, George. Do you have any final thoughts on the Minecraft movie?
I mean, it was fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? I had fun.
It was fun.
I had
a
fun.
good time.
I had a good time, and that's really all you're looking for. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the movie is exactly what it looks
You
like.
think it's gonna be? Yeah.
It was exactly what it looked like. Every review I saw of this said the exact same thing. You know, you've seen the trailer, right? That's
This
it.
is just that.
That's just that.
And every now and then it's nice to not have a trailer try and trick you and hide something in there and just be what it says it's gonna be.
I would say maybe if you're expecting the girl characters to do anything or provide any value other than being girls and black, then
Are you allowed to? Are you allowed to say that?
I'm not.
Are you
but
allowed?
it's why
are you
they're
allowed
there.
to point out such things? I feel like you're going to get us in trouble.
That's
Our
gonna get me-
150
That's gonna get me
or
canceled.
155 subscribers might cancel you.
They don't do anything in the narrative. There's two scenes where they're just walking along and you're like, "Well, this is a complete waste of time. This movie could be 10 minutes shorter."
Yeah, they could have stayed in the real world.
Also, she looked like she was. Anyway. Moving on. Hey there, everyone. It's Ed Card Justin here, back again to ask you: have you seen this absolute fever dream of a movie? Did a child chicken jockey in your movie theater? Were you a child that chicken jockeyed in the movie theater? Either way, let us know down in the comments. What was your reaction to this weird movie? In the meantime, if you would like to see the full podcast that this video came from, our 420 special, either you know or you don't, you could click the box on the left and that'll take you right there. Or you can click the box on the right and that's going to take you to a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. But in the meantime, if you could hit subscribe if you haven't already and leave us a like if you could, it really helps the channel out. We will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.